All right, guys, Daniel the Adjuster here. Thank you so much for joining me today on another video. Hey, I just couldn't resist the opportunity to talk about hail. Hail, buddy. It's hail season. So stick around, we're going to talk about it. All right, thanks for coming back, guys. Hey, I just wanted to thank you all for visiting my site and for checking out my content. It's always fun to make these videos because you just never know what I'm going to say. So let's get right to it. So hail season, guys, is coming up. I mean, we're talking about within a day or two, North Carolina is going to see some big event. It's just, I can just feel it. It's just that time of year that we normally get a good storm somewhere about mid-March, late March, and then definitely the first week or two of April. So I've seen a lot of the weather that's happened in the southern states, in Georgia and Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, a lot of these places. Texas is getting hammered already. Tons of hail in Oklahoma. Hey guys, it's already starting. So what that means for you as an adjuster is just to be ready. I remember in some of my other videos I talked about being ready as far as your cat bucket goes, things that you're going to need while you get on the road if you end up being deployed as a cat adjuster. Make sure you go through that bucket and make sure you have everything that you could potentially think of if you were to leave your house and have to handle claims away from your home. Make sure your cat bucket is ready. Hey, make sure that all of your items that you normally do maintenance on your vehicles, set up all your bills on auto pay, make sure that those are being taken care of. Because you got to remember, once you leave the house, there's no looking in your mailbox and finding the mail that you got. So make sure you have everything set up on auto pay, electronic delivery. Make sure your licenses are updated. Two different types of licenses, your car license, and if you have inspections on your vehicle, and also the licenses of the states that you might be going to for these storms. So typically what I do is I'll get all the coastal states that come all the way from Texas all the way up to North Carolina and make sure that I have all those states in case something of a hurricane happens. But then I move up another state level in order to pick up some of those hail claims in those states as well. So I typically carry about 13 licenses. They're cheap as far as what you pay out if you actually get called to a storm. So think of that. Hey, if I spend $200 or $300 every couple of years to renew this license, am I going to work that storm? I may not work that storm this month or this year, but what if I was to say even 3 years down the road? Could I work a hailstorm that happened occasionally in those states? And the answer is yes. If you're a cat adjuster and you're ready to go, the opportunity for that work's going to happen. And you're going to make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 on that event. It'll easily pay for those $200 or $300 per year for those licenses. So just keep that in mind. So also, make sure that you are ready to go. A lot of times these firms will call you and give you literally on the phone, can you go? It's not it's not like, hey, I'll get back with you in a few days and see what you think. And the reason being is that they got a call from the carrier, and the carrier said, hey, I need 20 people in Texas. When can you get them there? And they said, okay, I'll call you back. We'll get them there tomorrow. Or when do you need them? They need them there in 3 days or 2 days, and then they start calling. So think of this as far as what happens. The adjusting firm calls you and says, hey, got an event with so-and-so carrier, and they're wanting somebody there in 24 hours. Can you be there? That's the question, guys. My conversations with these firms have been less than 30 seconds. Just got an event, it's over here, they need you there in 48 hours or whatever, can you go? And you have to be willing to say yes, right then and there, on the spot, and be ready to go. One of the things that I have been able to negotiate with is that I'm actually handling some carrier claims for the same carrier, the same firm, in a daily basis. And so I might say, well, hey, I've got 3 more inspections tomorrow, I got 3 more on Tuesday, can I finish those up and be there Wednesday? And I tell you, 9 times out of 10, they'll say yes. And they'll understand we need to wrap them up and we need to get those inspected. So that would be the only delay, but literally I'm like handling 6 claims and then having to get on the road immediately the next day. It's actually really stressful. And then a lot of times what they'll do is they'll assign you those claims the next day. Like as soon as you've committed, they're gonna assign those claims to you. So you might have 25, you might have 50. I got assigned 100 one time on a major storm, and I'm telling you, you got others claims you're handling and they drop 100 claims on you, you got to start calling them immediately. It's nuts, absolutely nuts. So just keep that in mind, but you got to be able to answer the question right then and there that you're ready to go. And why this is so important is because as soon as they hang up the phone, what are they doing? They're calling somebody else. They're going right down the line and they're going to ask the same question to that person. So let's say, for instance, you said, hey, I got to talk to my wife, or I got to check with my kids there and see if they're doing anything the next week or two or whatever. And you put them on, you know, say, I'll call you right back. Well, that firm is not going to be waiting for you on the phone. They're going to be immediately calling the next person down the line. Well, let's say they only needed 5 people, okay? And you were that first one they called. Maybe you were the third one they called. And they've got a couple people already that said yes, and you were supposed to be the third, but you postponed. Well, they kept calling. Well, let's say number 4 they called. Yeah, I'll take it. 5th call. Yeah, I'll take it. And guess what happens when you call back? Hey, dude, I already got them all filled. Sorry, maybe better luck next time. And that happens every time. So please don't miss your opportunity by saying you got to think about something, but take that opportunity when it comes and be ready, because you don't want to miss it out. You'll be kicking yourself when you say, man, if I had just said yes. Instead of delaying, I could have been working. So Daniel the Adjuster giving you a quick tip on how to get deployed for hail claims. Yeehaw! We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.